Okay, so I'm in HSEC 2101A and B. That's A, this is B, all right? And I'm currently having issues with the B side, all right? So I'm just gonna demonstrate. System is off, okay? We got the off system over here, and let me show the off system over here. And you can see that we're in combined mode. The wall isn't tripping the optical sensor. Now from A side, I've shown that stuff works, so I'm just gonna show from B side. If I turn the system on, to show 2101A. Let's just do that first. You'll notice there's activity on the far side, HDMI 1. It says over there, no activity yet on the B side. So 2101A display port, because I'm taking the system from the system is originating from A, therefore the display itself is on display port for 2101A Solstice. The Solstice lives on display port, so I'm pointing that out. Notice nothing happened here, okay? Now let me show something else. I just want to show, I'm going to go to 2101B. The source switched on the far side. Nothing happening here still. HDMI 1 on 2101A. So HDMI 1 is the input. And that's because when the display is on the receiving end, meaning that the originating source is here, that one is the receiving end, that switches to HDMI 1. All right. And so if we were to flip it, when this is on the receiving end, this is HDMI 1, and the originating source is either Solstice on DisplayPort or Zoom on HDMI 2. All right, are we following so far? So right now, there's still no activity, okay? Watch. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to manually turn on the display. And now immediately, we've got Solstice B over there, and then the system turned on here, okay? So why was that important for me to show? This is the originating side right now, 2101B. It has the Solstice. 2101A followed programming and switched to HDMI 1 and is waiting to receive a signal, but no signal was coming. And that's because this display was off, all right? So when the originating signal from our 2101B Solstice goes to the display through DisplayPort as the input, and then from here goes to the next display. So it's important that both displays work. The originating display has to work in order for the receiving display to get a signal. Did we follow that so far? Anyway, point being, if I were to go back to 2101A Solstice, you'll notice, there we go, A Solstices, HDMI 1 on this side, display port on the other side. Originating Solstice over there, therefore it's display port as a source. It's just doing a little flakiness here. Give it a second. Probably a lot of programming or codes. There it is. All right, so display port over there sending to HDMI 1 over here, because this is receiving the originating source to 101A side, okay? All right, so far so good. Now watch what happens here. I'm gonna go to Zoom Room, and look at that. Zoom Room, HDMI 2 now, which is supposed to be Zoom Room, HDMI 1 receiving, right? This is supposed to be the Zoom Room, except it's still receiving the Solstice. It's not receiving the Zoom Room. All right, so let me just show you that. So I'm in here. Here is the Room PC cable coming out. Track it. Goes right into the Solstice. From the Solstice into the wall. Here's the HDMI cable for the Zoom. Right into the bundle going to the wall, okay? So I'm still looking at Solstice 2101B, even though technically I'm supposed to be in Zoom. Watch what happens when I unplug the PC. All right, so I'm confirming that HDMI 2, which is Zoom, is really receiving this Solstice signal. I'm taking the HDMI out of the Zoom, I'm putting it and then I'm taking this, which is technically supposed to be from the PC. It's now going to come from the Zoom. So now I'm taking a Zoom signal. Check that out. I'm now getting Zoom, and of course the sucker fell asleep in the time it took me to make this demo. Of course it did. It was working because I had gotten it fired up. I'm going to switch back to 2101B, Solstice, and it's the Mac. 2101B is the Mac. DisplayPort is showing the Mac. DisplayPort showing the Mac. I am touching Zoom Room on the touch panel, and I'm seeing the Mac again. Now HDMI 2 is still showing the Mac, which means HDMI 2 and DisplayPort on this side are getting the same signal, and we don't know why. All right, we following so far? Now, if I were to leave Zoom mode, go back to A, just for shits and giggles, pardon my French, DisplayPort there, HDMI 1 here, because it's receiving A, great. And then watch what happens, system off, shut down, both systems turn off. How was this for riveting video? All right, B has a problem. A functions fine. All right, thanks, bye.